here's a question for you. Do you have a will or even know the 3 documents your children should have before they head off to college? Well, our next guest says you should. Attorney Cindy Campbell shows us how in her new book, Legal Things Parents Should Know, with occasional wit and sarcasm. I didn't realize that many of us parents don't actually have the legal documents that we should have because we don't know what we should have. So is this something that you've noticed in a lot of your clients, or is it just maybe us here at New Day?
You are definitely not alone. That is 100% what inspired me to write this book. Is so many clients come to me and we're, in the initial consult, and they're just, I can see the shock in their eyes. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff I did not know. And it's like, how do all these people not know this information? And I thought, you know what, I should write this book. So here I am.
Well, I'm so glad that you did. Let's start with the number one thing that is the most important legal document for us parents to put in place for our children. What is that?
If there was just one, I would say start with a will. If anything else, a will is kind of that the foundation basic legal document that says, God forbid, if I should pass, who the estate is going to pass to and who's going to be the guardians of the children, which is really important. And if you don't state it, the court is left figuring out who you wanted to be the guardian, who's the one taking and administering the estate through the probate process. And then your estate will likely just pass according to the state's laws, which may be completely different than what you think, or who's going to receive your estate may be different than who you want.
Yeah, that's really important. Actually, it's something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I think I've been putting it off though, because of, is there a lot of extra money? Do we need to contact an attorney? What do we need to do? But your advice is pretty straightforward, right? It's also somewhat lighthearted. Why is that so important that you're combining those two?
Well, it's intimidating. For one, the whole topic. I think so many people don't do estate planning because, for one, it's not fun. It's kind of every parent's worst nightmare. I'm a parent myself. Even when I was doing my own, I'm like, oh gosh.
You don't want to talk about it. You're like, oh.
I don't want to talk about this. So I try to make it a little bit more lighthearted. I try to make the whole process from beginning to end not so stressful on the clients. I say, just come talk to me. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what is going to be right for you. And then we go from there.
Let's switch from us being parents to our concerns about our parents, our aging parents. How do we get prepared or talk about those legal preparations for our aging parents? And why is it best, I guess, to be proactive about it? I actually had this experience myself, but I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Well, I'm sorry that you've already had this experience yourself. I have too. And so I would say the thing is, if you're proactive about it, it's going to help a lot, because in these times of stress, when all of a sudden mom and dad get sick, somebody needs to step in and make healthcare decisions, the family's scrambling. Who's making these decisions? What documents do we need in place? It's really a stressful time. So being proactive is going to help you later. It's also something a lot of parents don't want to talk about either, right? But it's important to have those conversations. Do they have a will? Where is that document at? Do they have a trust? Are you going to have to go through probate? Kind of preparing yourself ahead of time. Who is the attorney who drafted the parents' documents? Is that attorney still practicing? Are they still around? If not, do you have a relationship with attorney? Who's going to help you in the event all of a sudden something happens with mom or dad?
Yeah,
you need someone.
Earlier I mentioned attorney fees. Does being proactive about this in the now help with money in the long run?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. If you do it now, you put these documents in place, you're going to save yourself not only a lot of stress, but also a lot of money as well.
I think that is important. I think we have to remember that, thinking like, well, what's the difference between now and then? Why not deal with the yucky stuff later? But I mean, it is important to get it out of the way. Before I let you go, I want to just ask you, I hear you're donating some of the proceeds of this book to a cause that's close to your heart. Would you share that with us?
Oh, sure. There's not one particular cause. It's just to charities that help women and children out there, because there's a lot of them. And I thought, you know what? what is this all for? What am I doing this for? And so if I can give back and help others, why not?
Some food for thought for you.